What's going on, guys? My name is Ben, and just wanted to show you guys a quick look at the BMW X3 M40i. So I'm going to be doing a quick review on this car, just kind of give you my thoughts on what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I've driven this car now for 2 weeks. BMW is currently working on my car. It's a 650 Grand Coupe, and I just figured why not do a quick video just to show people my thoughts on this car. So this is a 2019 BMW X3, and this is the M40i edition. So this is a sports package. I'm not going to be going too much in detail on the car. I know there's plenty of videos out there that will give you all the specs, but just kind of the surface level specs I'll share is 350 horsepower. Is a turbocharged 6-cylinder motor. It claims to get 23 combined gas mileage. Some of my favorite parts of the exterior have to be just kind of this roof line here. It's a compact SUV. It's not the full line X5, but it is a little bit bigger than some of their smaller crossovers. I do like this hatch back here, plenty of cargo space. I'm coming from a sedan, so the sedan itself definitely can't compete as far as cargo space. As you can tell, I have my camera bag back here. Earlier I put golf clubs back here, which worked pretty nicely. And I know there's more accessories you could buy to do the covered kind of part here, which is cool, but for now, I mean, that's all I really need. Coming from a sedan, especially the 6 Series, I was worried about power. Not necessarily worried, because it is a car I'm going to have for maybe a few months, but I was pleasantly shocked at the amount of get up and go this car has. With the 350 horsepower, you got to understand that's a little bit larger than the 2019 Audi S4. So that kind of goes to show that this car can keep up. It is over 4,000 pounds, so it's not going to handle curves the way a sports car does or a lighter sedan, but the amount of power is there. At the same time, I can't catch a glimpse of this as I'm driving past other cars, and in motion this car does look very beautiful. So one of my favorite part about the BMW is the aero package, especially this front look on the car. For an SUV, it does have a little bit lower profile in the front. I like how with the M package here, they have this kind of smiling face, almost front spoiler here. The giant grills, as you can tell, classic in BMW. And then of course the hexagon angel eye dual lights here. Also got the LED fog lights below. And just kind of look at the detail of this bumper. How it separates right here. It doesn't have too much going on, but at the same time it's just aggressive enough to give it a little bit different look. And these are open. It goes to the, I believe, what it could be some type of either intercooler, because it is turbocharged, or love on the front too. It has this brush instead of chrome. I like how it just kind of gives it a more elegant look. And then it continues over here on the side mirror. All right, now for the interior. The interior, in my opinion, is pretty well. I mean, it is a BMW, so you're definitely going to be paying for it. But pretty much, if you've been in one BMW and you're familiar with one, you're kind of familiar with most of them until you get to the higher end ones where they're completely just different. But here in the navigation system, all touchscreen, very easy to use. I know a lot of people complain about the system, but honestly, if they just sit down for at least 5-10 minutes and just play around the buttons, they kind of could figure out where things are at. It's pretty self-explanatory, especially if you're used to technology on other phones and any type of thing with the screen. So you do have all your usual BMW options in this one, especially the heads-up display, which I'm sure you can't see in this camera. The digital dash here does change with the comfort mode, and then the sport mode, and then also the eco mode. Eco mode, sport mode, and comfort mode, I'm just kind of a sport guy, so I just leave it in there all the time. Not the best on fuel consumption, but at the same time it's better than my big V8. One thing I can complain about in this car is going to be this brush aluminum. This brush aluminum is, or whatever this is, it just looks very bad. I'm not a big fan of it. I've been in other X3s where this is replaced with something else, and this by far is a terrible option. I would never order this. You do see signs of more M logos throughout the car, right there in the middle of the center dash, and then also on the steering wheel. Steering wheel has all your traditional functions, the volume up and down, Bluetooth, and then you also have cruise control and a bunch of other things I never use. In the center console here, you basically have the iDrive system. Again, I don't need to go into detail because I'm sure there's plenty of videos on that, and I'm sure you're familiar with that by now. But to put simply, you just put it over to the left to put in sport mode when you're in drive. Press this button here once you're in to put it in park, and then put it in the middle for neutral, and then go all the way forward for reverse. The iDrive system also has this kind of configuration here that messes with the center kind of console. You also have your media buttons, navigation, map, so your hot buttons here to get you quickly to where you need to go on the screen, and then of course traction control off, parking sensors, and a couple other things. One feature I do like is the auto hold here. You press this button, take it out of park, leave it in drive, and stop and go traffic. You can actually take your foot off the brake, rest it for a little bit, and then when you're ready to go, you just press the gas and it goes. So really convenient when you're going through drive-throughs or in stop and go traffic. Now let's check out the back seat. I'm 6 foot, and sitting back here I have plenty of space for my feet. I'm not too cramped. I do wish I had a little bit more space, but overall not bad. The head clearance is great, and the beautiful sunroof allows a lot of light in through the back. All right, that's it for the interior and exterior. Now we're gonna go for a drive. One thing I want you to notice right away is this exhaust note. This is definitely something I really like about this car. Woo! Hear that snap, crackle, pop? Man, I feel like BMW did a great job paying attention to trying to make this car a little bit more exciting than your normal base model. I'll go ahead and roll up the window here. By far, one of my favorite things about this car is the fact that I feel like they gave it an effort. Like with the engine, the suspension, of course, making it comfortable at the same time, trying to make it more attractive to sport enthusiasts. It's not the full-on X3 M, but you know, it's not on that level. It's not gonna wow you. It's some of the bigger and faster and bigger motor cars, but for being a smaller SUV and compact, I think this checks a lot of boxes, especially boxes for me that I didn't even know I wanted or liked. The fact that being able, I live in the city, downtown Seattle, so being able to park the car relatively close to home is great. I have a garage, but if I was going somewhere, finding parking isn't always the easiest. This car is relatively the same footprint as my sedan. However, it's just, of course, taller and a little bit wider, but as far as the actual size it takes up in a parking spot is really similar. And in Seattle, that's the difference between you parking, you know, right next to your building or 10 blocks away. Another thing I don't like about this car is the fact that this giant sunroof that's above me, this beautiful, beautiful sunroof, only this part opens up. Every single person I've had in the car so far was actually, wow, look how light it is and look how open it is. Let's open the sunroof, because right now it's summertime. Open the sunroof. Beep. Just this part pops open. it kind of ruins the impressiveness of it. If they could, I know it's very complicated and adds a lot of weight to be able to do some type of mechanism to open that, but I feel like if they can figure that out, it would definitely raise the value of this car. Again, I'm just driving and listening to that exhaust note. I have to roll the windows down. Can you guys hear that pop? Comment below if you can hear that pop on the exhaust. This is a stock exhaust. I know some people will definitely get annoyed by that, but for me, I absolutely love it. It reminds me of that I'm alive. This car actually handles pretty well. Being able to go into the curves and to the turns. It is 4,400 pounds, so it's not going to turn on a dime or compete really with larger cars, but at the same time, it holds its own. It's not a slouch, and hold on here, I just want to turn around. Quick turn around. Let's test it 0 to 60 real quick. Oh, that turbo. Telling you, if you're on the fence about buying this car, please fall over that motherfucker, man. This is the car you need to go with. Where the hell am I going? Even though it does have the upgraded M brakes, I do feel that it could be a little better. I don't know if it's just because they're slightly wearing out. This car itself has about 2,000 miles on it, so I doubt it. It's just barely being broken in. There's something missing. I can't put my finger on it, but there is a little fade. That and the fact it's a heavy car, maybe that could be the reason, but I feel like this is a good segue into something, a stepping stone into another car that BMW might create in 2020. Maybe beef up a little bit the horsepower. 5.0. Whoop, whoop. And speaking of horsepower, 355 horsepower stock in this car. That's more than the Audi S4, which is their compact sports sedan, in their 2019 version. Now, the S4 and the X3 don't really compare because they're different class categories, but that just kind of goes to show that, you know, with this car, it's not slow. Don't you sleep on it. So tell me what you guys think of the BMW X3 M40i. This car is pretty sweet, to be honest. I'm very shocked that it's something that I like, because I've had dozens of cars and they've always either been sedans or coupes, and I've been trying to always get something a little bit more sportier just because that's how I like my vehicles. And this with the M badge, I thought in a way was gonna be, you know, one of those things where they put an M badge on it just because they put Aero Kit on it. This actually handles and drives a lot more impressive than I would think. If you're on the fence of buying one of these, I would seriously consider this car. Used, by far, great option.